Oh, man! I'll tell you, JR, hell in a cell isn't nearly as dangerous as hell out of a cell.
And that's not a place you want to be when you're dealing with a legend like Canyon, Texas, Terry Funk. You're not kidding, King. Raleigh is Raw country for sure, and these fans are in for the night of their lives. Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler, and we welcome you to Raw live tonight from Austin, Texas. He sure is, and boy, he came through big time with that twist of fate.
I know that Lashley's a big, strong guy, but there's a lot of big, strong guys out there. What makes him so special?
And not only that, it tells your opponent that there's very little you won't do to beat them. I don't know how much more these superstars have in their tank, King. I think they might be running on fumes here. Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled once and for all. Oh, man! This is an excruciating but effective method of winning a match.
Yeah, and this one isn't covered, JR. That steel is exposed, and it's doing a number on this superstar.
Oh my, he's bleeding! That's an unfortunate side effect of this very physical competition. As a matter of fact, I think I've had more than enough of John Bradshaw Layfield. He knocked his opponent out cold. You can't ask for a more decisive victory than that.
Oh boy, nothing takes the fight out of you quicker than having your face ground into the steel cage. After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we'd better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves. Oh my gosh! And then drop chest first onto the security barrier? Talk about manhandling someone. As great as Funk is, you can't let the legend of the man psych you out. Otherwise, you're beat before you even start. You always see the worst in people, JR. Why shouldn't Orton be proud of being the youngest world champion in WWE history?
Now that, friends and neighbors, is what you call a finishing maneuver. What a maneuver!
You say monster like it's a bad thing, JR. But everyone loves a monster. An unfortunate side effect? JR, this is what it's all about. Beating your opponent to a pulp. These Minnesota fans have been waiting a long time to see the Raw superstars in action, and I know they're not going to be disappointed.
Good grief! I don't care how tough you are. A chair shot is a chair shot. He's a savage. He's primal, a carnivore, like some kind of wild animal.
I know what you mean, JR. I don't think most people appreciate what incredible athletes these WWE superstars really are.
And I think it's safe to say that these fans have seen something here tonight that they will not soon forget.
I don't understand how these fans can boo Edge, JR. They've got no respect for everything he's done for them. I don't know, JR. I think you're trying to have it both ways here. Me? I like everything about Nitro. It's not easy to look at, JR, but that's a great strategy. You've got to do whatever you can if you want to win a match like this.
And they should be. I've seen the lineup for tonight's show, and I honestly don't think it could be any better.
Come on, JR. It's not enough just to win a match. You've got to make it clear who's the dominant superstar.
Ken Kennedy's mouth seems to land him in hot water with alarming regularity. You're not wrong, King, and I hope to God I never live to see anything worse than what just transpired. And that's what makes a match like this so dangerous. The cage itself is a weapon. So do I, King, but this ain't ballet. This is very intense, physical competition.
Look, I understand that, and you understand that, but there are thousands of unhappy fans who might not. That makes sense, JR. I think her ring attire might have been made on the moon, because her body is out of this world.
Take it from me. Rowdy Roddy Piper is a complex individual, to be sure. They call him the Samoan Bulldozer, and you don't get closer to the truth than that. He's got his opponent hanging off the apron, and there's the forearm grind.
Yeah, and if he wasn't competing in the WWE, they'd probably have him locked up in a cage and charge admission just to see him.
I'm inclined to agree with you, King. Getting your opponent counted out really doesn't prove anything in my book. I don't know if you'd call that strategy or just plain viciousness, but it certainly worked for him. I'll tell you what, it wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit to see Nitro taking down a peg or three here tonight. My God, the Samoan spike, that thumb jammed straight into the throat. Would you look at this, smashing that arm directly into the steel ring post. And there's a little something for the crowd. the best superstars never ignore their fans. You've got to be in seventh heaven, Kingfish. It's not often we get to see Melina in action like this. You talk about the future of WWE, and you're looking at it in John Cena. Having out might be painful, but not as painful as suffering a serious injury if you don't. You know, as a stand-up comedian, you make a great former AWA champion. Raw is live tonight from Santa Fe, New Mexico, where this capacity crowd is on its feet.
That's an understatement, JR. A drop like that onto the barricade can knock the wind out of you and crack your ribs.
Well, actually, when I look at the masterpiece, I'm glad I don't have the out-of-control ego that he does.
Shh! JR, watch your mouth. If Mr. McMahon's listening to this, you could end up getting fired again.
It certainly was. His opponent couldn't even stand by the end of it. What a slobber knocker. My God, a violent wrenching of the arm straight into the ring post. And despite the name, that's a move that knocks most superstars out cold.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... Oh, go ahead and say it, JR.
You know what he's doing? It's the Arabian Face Buster. That could be all she wrote. There's a determined look in the eyes of these competitors. No one's giving an inch.
Make fun all you want. There's nothing you can say that will ruin my mood. Not while I'm watching Michelle in action. I don't see how anyone can admire the Sandman. He's a foul-mouthed, beer-swilling, blue-collar redneck.
It's like a dream come true, King. Except when I have to sit here and listen to you drool over the Divas.
You say that like it's a bad thing. I'd hate to run into Sabu in a dark alley. Or anywhere else, for that matter. You're right about that, JR. If you can't see yourself having your arm raised by the referee when it's over, don't bother showing up. How can Shawn Michaels keep calling himself the Heartbreak Kid? Does he really think he's still breaking hearts at his age? I talked to these superstars backstage before the match, and I don't think I've ever seen competitors so ready to get it on. Boy, it must burn you up to see a cocky young superstar like Nitro do so well here in the WWE, JR.
Look at this! Look at this! You talk about a house of fire, you're seeing it right here! You know, just when I think you can't embarrass me any further, you somehow find a way.
I don't normally think of something like that as a weapon, but these superstars will do whatever it takes to beat each other down here tonight. What? Have you got both your contacts in one eye, JR? It's been obvious to me since the start of the match.
You're not wrong, King. The Raw superstars never fail to impress, and I can't wait to get started.
Everything's bigger in Texas, JR, and this is going to be one of the biggest Raw events ever. I can't wait.
These superstars beat the hell out of each other until one of them was no longer able to stand. Welcome to Raw, live tonight from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm Jim Ross, here with Jerry the King Lawler. And he got it. Double arm DDT, straight down head first.
Listen, when you're just starting out the way Kenny is, you take every advantage you can, whether it's on the up and up or not.
It certainly is a King. And there doesn't seem to be an end to these closed fist flows.
And folks, let me assure you that tonight's show is a lot better than JR's French. Sheesh. One of the perks of being Mark Henry is that there aren't many people who can stop you from doing anything you want to do. It might not be right, JR, but it certainly is effective. If your opponent can't breathe, they're not going to put up much of a fight. I think I figured out why these fans love the Sandman. He's a beer-swilling idiot, just like most of them.
You might be right, but I have to wonder if the risk is worth the reward.
Foley's not a technical competitor. He just does whatever it takes to win the match. And I mean whatever it takes. Ravishing Rick Rude is a master of getting inside his opponent's heads. No one can get you to lose your cool faster than him.
This isn't business, King. That's a human being in there, and he's in bad shape now.
I think your attitude leaves a lot to be desired. If you can't appreciate a superstar the caliber of Mr. Kennedy, JR. It's not easy, JR. There's no off-season. It's not like you've got 6 months to recover after WrestleMania.
Honestly, King, I have absolutely no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE.
Mr. McMahon is an American icon. His face should be on the dollar bill. Or maybe $1 billion bill.
I think he's got some evil intentions, and that announce table figures prominently in them. Easy, easy, Tiger. I'm guessing that's probably not a family-friendly antidote. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Raw, coming to you live tonight from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And there's the Green Bay plunge. Boy, that'll freeze your frozen tundra. JTG is a terrific competitor in the ring. He hates to lose a match.
I know, JR. Of course, when you've got the superstars of Raw, you know that every show's going to be a great one.
Well, don't let Mr. McMahon hear you say that, King, or you might wind up having to do it for free.
Oh my gosh, the power of the punch! Hey, ref, I thought closed fists were supposed to be illegal.
It was a countout, plain and simple. I'm not happy about it either, King, but rules are rules. You're too kind, King. You're also full of horse manure, as far as I can tell. I don't think anyone did, King. I think everyone lost in that one, including the WWE fans.
There's only a few things you have to avoid doing in a match, and having your shoulders touch the mat for 3 seconds is one of them.
He's got his opponent right where he wants him, and these fans know what's coming next.
Yeah, but I can overlook that from someone as cute as her. Do you think if I told her she had a beautiful body, she'd hold it against me?
Would you look at this? Head first into the table again and again. Seeing The Rock in action again makes you realize just how great he really is.
Lashley's got all the size and strength anyone could ask for, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to get him the win here tonight.
Good God! The cell was designed to take punishment, but not like that.
You sure don't. It could be that easygoing hippie dude Love or that total psychopath Cactus Jack.
That's an understatement, King. This may well prove to be the beginning of the end of this one. I tell you, King, sometimes I get exhausted just watching these superstars compete. I can't believe what I'm seeing. He used his opponent's own finishing move. My God, it's like he's trying to crack his opponent's head wide open. A brutal slam of the head directly into that steel cage wall. And that's coming through loud and clear here tonight in this match. They're not taking it easy on each other either. You can say that again. He's made quite a name for himself so far in the WWE. That might be true, but as many of his opponents have proven, that's easier said than done. I don't think he's in any hurry to end this one, King. And I don't think the crowd wants it to end either. And every time I come back and sit next to you, King, I wonder why I bothered to return.
What are you talking about, JR? He's a world heavyweight champion and a 5-time WCW champion.
We seem to have entered the audience participation portion of tonight's broadcast, King. Well, I think they simply had enough of Burke beating their favorite superstars through underhanded means. Kenny might be one of the youngest superstars on the roster, but he's already held tag team gold.
It's not just a full Nelson, JR. It's the Master Lock. And once you're in it, there's no getting out. This place is packed, JR. And I know these fans can't wait to see the Raw superstars in action, and neither can I.
Oh, I know, King. And that's why I'm bringing a pitcher of ice water out here with me next time. No one's saying that he is. But Mark Henry takes everything to new heights of viciousness.
I've never seen a hotter crowd, JR. These Oakland fans are completely out of control. This is going to be great.
Well, I certainly wouldn't call it sportsmanlike, but can't say that it's illegal either. A blow to the chest like that one can knock all the wind right out of a superstar. But despite the outcome of the match, I don't think the score is settled between these superstars. The last ride! There's no move more feared in all of sports entertainment.
That's ridiculous. Just because I'm old enough to be his older brother doesn't mean I'm jealous.
And now our ring rope to the face. That's going to take its toll, and quickly.
I can't argue with any of that, JR, but I still think it's only a matter of time before somebody punches his ticket. See the way he's focusing on that knee, JR? That's smart strategy, especially if you're the smaller competitor. Ouch. You know, JR, if I wasn't watching Candace right now, that might have put me in a bad mood. You look at Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you're looking at a man who's seen it all and done it all in this business.
No doubt about it, King. But if you win, you don't have to deal with hurt pride on top of it.
Come on, JR. A WWE match is like a murder mystery. It's no good if there's no foul play.
Well, this crowd doesn't seem to share your opinion. And quite frankly, I hope this comes back to bite him. Oh, for the love of... That ring rope is cutting off the oxygen supply.
JBL might be my favorite superstar on the SmackDown roster, I could never get enough of this guy. You can't let him build momentum. He's so fast and so strong that if he gets the upper hand, you're not going to get it back. And there it is. That ring post will do a number on anyone's knee. If you can't stand, you can't fight. See, JR, this is exactly why Raw is the #1 brand in all of sports entertainment. The Hart name is a legendary name in the sports entertainment business, and Bret Hart is a legend among legends.
Raw is live tonight from Oakland, California. I'm Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler. It's too early to tell, King, but it's definitely one hellacious matchup, no doubt about it.
We're talking about a man who's put his body through hell time and time again in order to compete in the business he loves.
He's feeding his opponent a meal of knuckle sandwiches without the JR's barbecue. And that worries me. I'd hate to have a monster like Snitsky having his run of the place. Knowing the chairman, I'm sure he wouldn't object to having a billion self-portraits.
But one thing's for sure, JR. No one will ever be able to accuse Shane O'Mac of doing anything halfway.
We've got a superstar in the casket. This could be the end of the match and a career. You talk about audience participation. The crowd got just made a part of this one. I have to agree, King. If your opponent's unable to continue the match, it's pretty clear who won.
You know, JR, I'd like to go one-on-one with the great one and find out who the greatest of all time really is.
Oh, my. That security barricade didn't slow down these superstars one bit. They certainly are, and who can blame them? I guarantee the Rose City's going to get its money's worth tonight.
Might have been. And if he was, there's no shame in coming in second to the best this business has ever seen. I feel like the luckiest guy in the world, JR. I can't believe I actually get paid to do this job. I've got a few for you, JR. Sadistic, depraved, and downright evil.
Good evening and welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the site of tonight's live Raw event.
Half the time I watch Shane McMahon in action, I don't want to look. The other half of the time, I can't look away.
That's for damn sure, King. The WWE superstars are trained professionals.
If the English had had 20 of him during the Revolutionary War, we'd still be speaking... Oh, wait a minute. I wonder if we're going to see Finley hit his opponent with that... What do you call that thing? That club he carries around?
He sure is, and the longer he holds that sledgehammer, the uglier it's going to get.
And this is a move that's all about letting your opponent know who's in control. Plus, it hurts like heck.
Escaping the cage is no easy feat, but this superstar's about to do just that.
Another one? How many is that, JR? I've lost count. It's got to be in the hundreds by now. That'll ring your bell for sure, JR. And if this keeps up, someone had better ring the bell and stop this thing. That's to his credit. Rick Rude doesn't care if you like him. He's here to win matches, and he's very good at it. I can't remember the last time I saw a superstar dish out that kind of abuse. He earned that win for sure.
My God, the human body was never meant to withstand that kind of punishment. Boy, what a match. I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to who's going to win this thing.
Or backstage, or on the scaffolding, or anywhere. Shane O'Mac's a daredevil, plain and simple.
I tell you what, once you're in the casket, you've all but lost this type of match.
It might not be pretty, JR, but there's no doubt that the Celtic Cross gets the job done every time.
He's sure not going to win over any fans with that move, but I don't think that bothers him too much, quite frankly.
But not for long. And did you hear that impact against the security barricade? I think I heard a rib break. He's not the only one. Just last night, I was out on the town, and I had women hanging off me all evening.
It's long distance to San Diego, but that's not going to stop him from making the call.
You can't blame the superstars for looking under the ring for weapons. Anything you find under there can be a huge help. We should have booked this show for an outdoor arena, JR, because Raw's going to blow the roof off this place tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Raw, coming to you live from Seattle, Washington.
Talk about a guy who's done it all in this business. The Rock's a 7-time champion. 7 times.
I know what you mean, King. It's hard to find words to describe the electricity in the air here tonight. He tossed his opponent into that casket like dead weight. Pardon the pun. And here come the closed fist shots to the head. This could change the complexion of the match. I'm not so sure this one's about winning or losing anymore. I think it's become more personal than that. You know, it would be worth it if she could teach you how to hold your tongue every now and then. Good Lord! Head first, right into that security barrier. They certainly won't, King. The Twin Cities are never going to forget the day Raw came to town.
And talk about a career. Half the guys in the locker room would kill to have done 1/10 of the things Piper's done. What? What are you saying, JR? Don't try to change the subject just because you know I'm right. Come on now, JR. A man doesn't know what true happiness is until he's married. And then it's too late. You're assuming that he's got another side, JR. I'm not going to take any chances. I'm just going to stay out of his way. I know you're not a fan of everybody in this match, JR, but you've got to respect their dedication to this business. And that's why getting a forehead ground into your face is just about the most painful thing I could think of. Of course he's not. These people are all jealous of him. They wish they were half the man he was. Tell me something. When you look at the masterpiece, does it make you feel like even more of a loser than you normally do?
That's exactly what the fans paid to see, King, and they're not going to go home disappointed. Stop the damn match! A human being's just been thrown off the top of the cell! That's putting it mildly, King. This is it. The Master Lock, locked in on his opponent.
I'm glad you're working on a career as a stand-up comedian, because you won't last much longer around here with that attitude. I don't think I've ever seen a guy as well put together as the masterpiece. He really is like a work of art.
What a brutal match! The referee should step in there and stop this thing.
Don't go putting words in my mouth. I'm not saying I couldn't beat him. I'm just saying I'm glad I don't have to try.
Oh no, that last shot busted him open, and the blood is flowing freely.
Cry me a river. If Sandman wants to do something about it, he can bring that Singapore cane over here.
He's taken every advantage in this matchup, and it looks like he plans on taking a few more. And Lord knows it's been up there for so long that would be no easy feat.
Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat. She sure is. She's almost enough to make me say something nice about ECW. Almost.
A big New England welcome from Portland, Maine. This is good old JR Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
I know a woman like Melina's nothing but trouble, JR, but I think she might just be the trouble I've been looking for.
He certainly hasn't, and from the sound of things, they haven't forgotten The Rock either.
Oh my gosh! Every time he does that move, I tell myself I can't watch, and then I can't look away.
I think old JBL also set a Texas record for most consecutive matches won by cheating.
There's all sorts of crazy stuff under the ring, and all of it can inflict a lot of damage on an opponent.
JTG is looking to add one to the win column by hook or by crook.
Oh, someone's in the casket! If you're not careful in a match like this, you'll be buried alive!
You talk about a merciless assault. This was just brutal. The briefcase is within reach. This match is within seconds of being over. It's not a good sign, that's for sure. And this isn't the kind of thing that will help matters either.
Come on, JR. You'd have to be a fool not to take advantage of an exposed turnbuckle like that. This great Khali is a bona fide monster. I feel sorry for anyone who's got to get in the ring with him.
Yeah, permanently. I can't believe we just saw a superstar buried alive here tonight. Yeah, and not for the better either. I wish the ref would actually pay attention to what's going on. My God, that's just not right. That's completely uncalled for. I hate to think about the damage that cage is doing to these superstars. Welcome to Raw, live from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm Jim Ross with Jerry the King Lawler.
These Milwaukee fans are incredible, JR. I've never seen a crowd as fired up as this one is here tonight.
I'd be a lot more impressed by Ken Kennedy if I didn't think he was such a pompous ass.
Strategic mind? The guy drinks a beer and busts himself open before the match even starts.
Yeah, right into that ring post. My God, what a sickening impact. And there it is. He's got the STFU locked in.
I hope these fans appreciate it, JR. These superstars are putting it all on the line for them right here tonight. Yeah, but his career has taken off, JR. The first night he went to Smackdown, he won the Cruiserweight title.
They sure do. And there it is. The FU. What an impact.
Now, if we could only get that through Michael Cole and JBL's heads so they'd stop running their mouths on SmackDown. Oh, man. I don't think I've ever seen anyone come back from something like this. In all my years in the business, I've never seen a superstar with the raw charisma of The Rock. Boy, when you make your opponent tap out, you don't leave any doubt in anyone's mind who dominated who.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have been shed in that very ring.
This is great, JR. Where else besides the WWE can you see this kind of ruthless aggression?
He was playing possum, and his opponent fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
I love watching Mark Henry wrestle. No one else in this business can take an opponent apart the way he can. CM Punk might be young, inexperienced, and wet behind the ears, but he's also got a lot to learn. Well, brains or not, he's smart enough to keep Melita by his side, so he can't be all that dumb. Talk about intimidating. Snitsky's got everything it takes to be a dominating force in the WWE.
Oh, for the love of... Open your eyes, ref. I can't believe he got away with that. Oh, my. Now, that's what you call a compromising position. You don't have to like it, but that pinfall left no question who won this match. How could you not? He's the very heart and soul of ECW. Not me, King. The Steel City's in for a treat tonight, and I can't wait to get started. A hellacious impact of flesh and bone against that speaker. You and me both, partner. I got a case of the limber tail just sitting this close to him. So when you see JBL in action like this, do you ever think he misses being an active competitor?
Well, I've been on the receiving end of a beating from Stone Cold, and let me tell you, I do not envy his opponent tonight.
Ashley is one diva who doesn't know the meaning of the word quit. He's wrestling the match his way, and I think it's going to pay off, mark my words. I don't think this match will continue much longer, King. I don't think there's too much left in the tank here. And there was no way her opponent could get away from that face buster.
Ow! That's something you'll be feeling tomorrow. Heck, that's something you'll be feeling next week.
He's been caged like an animal, but he's only inches away from freedom now. Well, yes, interviewing The Rock was always, interesting. I'll just leave it at that. Look at the intensity of these two superstars trying to stay on the ladder. Same here, King. We expected a solid match. We're seeing a great one unfold.
Look at these superstars, JR. They're completely exhausted. This can't go on much longer. When you're facing Terry Funk, you have to stay on offense. If you're not on offense, you're on defense.
King, I don't think there's a person in this entire arena who didn't hear that. It's 10 feet to the top of the cage, but it might as well be a mile when you're inside it. This capacity crowd is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
And there it is, the Green Bay Plunge. You don't see many superstars get up from that one, JR. Come on, JR. What have you got against leprechauns? You know, little people are people too. The upside down head scissors. Man, I should get a match with her just so she can do that to me.
And these fans are getting a real treat watching the Hitman in action tonight.
And what a way to come down! The leap of faith! Talk about high risk, high reward! They don't come any bigger than the Big Apple, JR, and they don't get any better than the superstars of Raw. Wow, what a battle! When's the last time you saw a superstar knocked out like that, JR?
He sure does, King. But I don't think I'd want to sick him on these great DC fans. I'm sure you're not the only one. He's got quite the head for business, does old JTG.
No, that's what you call a real slobber knocker, JR. What does that even mean, anyway?
You're absolutely right, King. We see many superstars tap out to this very hold.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other. Watching JBL in action makes me realize what a loss it was for this business when he had to retire. They just don't make him like Rowdy Roddy Piper anymore, JR. Sometimes I think that's a good thing.
Boy, if that isn't the truth. I think he'd do nothing but if he had his way. The Funker is the man who practically invented the word hardcore.
I don't think I would have done any differently, JR. It was either tap out or suffer a serious injury.
He sure does, King. Dominator. What a devastating move.
Kenny's come so far at such a young age. We could be looking at a future WWE champion right here. I've been on both sides of that, and let me tell you, it's an ugly but effective strategy, JR. Hey, if Matt Hardy put his muscles where his mouth was, he'd have my respect. But he's all talk.
It's great to hear the fans come alive every time Jeff Hardy sets foot in the ring. Oh, the carnage! Grinding the face right into that steel cage.
But I guess the only book that counts is the record book. And this goes down as a win for that man right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to another sold-out Raw event from Portland, Oregon. And the unforgiving steel of that ring post could make short work of it. And he got it. That neckbreaker has made short work of many an opponent.
Here it is, the people's elbow. I've got to admit it, I'm electrified, JR.
We knew these superstars weren't going to be easy on each other, but this is too much.
That's a little disrespectful to Nitro, isn't it, JR? Are you saying that he'd be lost without her? My stomach's in knots, JR. I know it's only a matter of time before Shane takes some kind of crazy risk.
A white Russian leg sweep. You don't see many superstars get up from that one.
There he goes, JR. He's got that figure four locked in. He's going to snap that leg like a twig. Well, I agree with that, but come on. This is Smackdown we're talking about. What do you expect?
My God, what a power bomb! He might have broken his opponent in half.
Hey, what are you doing with that stuff? Mr. McMahon must spend a fortune replacing those things, JR.
I was just going for a little humility there, King. I'm not surprised it was lost on you.
Well, that's the name of the game, JR. You got to keep moving. No dog ever peed on a moving car. No, it's true. He's an honor student. He's always saying, yes, Your Honor, no, Your Honor. From anyone else, that would just be ego. From the hitman, it's the truth, plain and simple.
Oh, really? Well then, why don't you just enlighten the rest of us, King? Oh my! Looks like someone's been busted wide open! This can't be good! It doesn't look like the Texas Rattlesnake's transition to Hollywood has softened him up any. He's got his opponent down, and he means for things to stay that way.
No way, JR. The damage had been done, and there was nothing left in the tank to break the pin with. I'll say, when you can still stand and your opponent can't, it's pretty clear who the winner is.
Well, that's why you call it a finishing move, Einstein. And what a move it is! Well, they paid for their tickets, King, and they've got a right to say whatever they want.
He's the alpha male. He's the top of the food chain, and they don't get any bigger or badder than him.
He's wasting no time in trying to escape from this unforgiving steel cage. He is literally inches from victory in this Money in the Bank match. That just goes to show you, King, anything can happen in the WWE. Did you see that? Ring the damn bell. You can't let somebody get away with that.
Oh, sure. Well, anyone can look good if they've got a great partner backing them up. You ought to know that, JR.
You might want to improve your odds by adding blind and deaf to that list, too.
Rick Rude is twice the man of any guy in this arena, which makes him about 10 times the man you are.
And a nasty slam of the head right into that security barricade.
Absolutely, JR. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you just can't kick out. Bret Hart calls himself the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
What a shot! You can't take too many of those and expect to stay in this. Now that is just about the last position you want to find yourself in.
There's been a lot of great WWE champions, but none greater than Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh no! Everybody in this arena knows what's coming next.
You know what they say, all's fair in love and war, JR. And those two sure don't love each other. I'd hate to be that referee, JR. Can you imagine having to tell one of these superstars no? I don't think the fans appreciated that one very much, but I don't think he cares much what the fans think.
He certainly did, and if he keeps that up, the rest of this match is academic. I had a feeling their paths are going to cross sooner or later, and I'm glad I'm here to see it. The Elijah Express. Now that's a ride nobody wants to take. Are you seeing what I'm seeing, King? Looks like turnabout is fair play. It certainly doesn't. That's a painful, debilitating maneuver. And that white Russian leg sweep ensures that they'll remain that way. And a vicious blow to his opponent's nether regions. Actually, I can think of one who might, but that's a devastating maneuver to be certain. Oh no, you don't want to let this middle-aged and crazy man get a hold of your leg like that. I don't know what's so great about watching a human being brutalized like this. Oh my, she just slapped the taste out of her opponent's mouth. I guess he is, but I'd like to see a little less sizzle and a little more steak personally. And we've seen that pounce knock many a superstar out of their boots.
Me neither, JR. I guess that just goes to show that anything can happen in the WWE.
And if these fans know what's good for them, they'll stay the hell out of their way. Whoever said that cheaters never prosper certainly never saw this man in action. Well, he should be. This one's not over yet, and you never know what might happen. Well, you can't ever accuse the WWE fans of being shy about saying what's on their minds.
Oh my gosh, he's got his opponent 10 feet in the air. JR, you know what's next?
Neither do I. Stone Cold isn't a man to let you off with a warning. When you're facing a superstar like Marcus Corvon, what should your strategy be? A vicious, brutal assault. I don't know how anyone could stand that for long.
I might have a few years on Kelly, but fortunately for her, I don't have a problem dating younger women. That's true. I don't want to say that Mr. McMahon's cheap, JR, but I heard he won't even tip a canoe.
The Celtic Cross. And that might well be the beginning of the end of this one.
That's your answer to everything, JR. Take him to the woodshed. What kind of advice is that?
And he's zeroing in on that arm, using the steel ring post to wrench it.
Uh-oh. He's up to something, JR. And I've got a bad feeling that I know what it is.
And there it is, King. The master lock. He's executed it perfectly.
And that's why. I can't think of many things more painful than getting a forearm ground right into your face. I don't care how rainy it gets, JR. Nothing's going to dampen the spirits of these Seattle fans. I don't believe it. A triple jump moonsault. Nobody in their right mind would try that.
Well, if I had to guess, King, I'd bet that you wouldn't need to take off your boots to count them.
Wow. Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary? This match would be over by now if they hadn't, JR. You never get into the ring without doing your homework.
My God! A choke slam! All the way from hell! Look at this, King! He just stole his opponent's finishing maneuver. Yeah, head first, straight into the ground. What a DDT!
They haven't been going easy on each other in this match, JR. And I think it's really begun to take its toll. I think Matt Hardy should change his slogan from "I will not die" to "I cannot win."
There's only one choice to make in a situation like that, but that doesn't make it any easier.
Look at this, JR. You talk about old school, a grinding forearm to the face.
The clothesline from hell! He damn near took his opponent's head off. I think you're right, King. And there it is, a huge frog splash. Well, I did have some good old Oklahoma barbecue before tonight's show, but I don't think that's it, King.
Ravishing Rick Rude's success with the ladies is legendary. Why, I remember this one story. You called it, JR. There it is, the master lock. There's no getting out of that one.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
These Oklahoma fans are fired up and ready for the greatest superstars in sports entertainment.
I should hope not. At your age, I'd imagine that's most of them. Here it comes, King, the most electrifying move in sports entertainment. Oh, for the love of, open your eyes, ref. How did you let that happen? You can play possum all night, but if you want to win a match, you've got to get up and fight. He put his opponent in the casket. He's almost got this match won. This one didn't settle anything, that's for sure. I hope we get a rematch soon. Look at him feeding off the energy from this capacity crowd. He's unstoppable.
Well, you know what they say, JR. The candle that burns twice as bright burns half as long.
There's no arguing that point. Not when you're talking about a former Intercontinental Champion.
I've never seen a crowd so fired up, JR. They can't wait to get started, and neither can I.
Let's hope not, King. I don't like the idea of having to stand for the rest of the match.
Well, the referee called for the bell, so I guess that's it. What a letdown. He's got his opponent in the turnbuckle, and here come the punches. I just wonder how many there'll be.
Not with that pedigree, he isn't. God, what a debilitating maneuver. Here we go again. This looks like the beginning of the end for the announce table.
This is a great old school move, JR. Using that ring rope to cut off your opponent's breathing. The Stone Cold Stunner. There's nothing like it in all of sports entertainment, JR. I know neither one of these superstars thought it would be him, but obviously that wasn't the case.
These top rope moves are always difference makers, for better or worse.
Man, head first into the barricade. I hope we've got plenty of aspirin backstage.
That cage just isn't keeping them in the ring. It's also a deadly weapon. These superstars are in terrific shape, and that comes as no surprise whatsoever. My God, that's exactly why cage matches are career shorteners. Both superstars are beating the hell out of each other on that ladder. Oh, goodness gracious, it's a miracle that we're even able to carry on without him at all. A little too close for my comfort, King. I wish they'd take this back into the ring.
This is a mistake, JR. Everyone knows that overconfidence costs superstars matches. Why do they always have to do this to the announce tables? Why can't they just let the announcers do their jobs? Come on, give the devil his due. We haven't seen much of him, but he doesn't look half bad out there.
If his opponent's not careful, Shad may steal a victory right here tonight.
There's so much wrestling history here in Calgary, JR, and there's going to be some more made here tonight. Wow, what a shot! He's been busted wide open. That's going to need stitches for sure. Omaha couldn't be more excited to host Raw tonight, and we couldn't be any more excited to be here. Look at this. He's grinding his opponent's face right into the steel cable of the ring rope. And that's supposed to be a bad thing? How many times do I have to say it? This is not ballet.
I think we both know the answer to that one, King. How could they compete with a match like this? Well, it's certainly not the most technical of moves, but I can't say that it's not effective.
I'm actually surprised at the outcome, JR. That match went a lot differently than I thought it would. I'm not a squeamish man, but watching some of the stuff Mick Foley does sends a chill up my spine. Getting your face ground into the steel cage isn't anyone's idea of a good time.
Oh my, this is not what those ring ropes were meant to be used for. They sure don't. We've seen more than one superstar taken out of here on a stretcher.
Mark my words, this Kenny Dykstra is a young up-and-coming superstar to keep your eyes on.
Whisper in the wind, and that might have given him the edge in this matchup. Oh man, you don't want to find yourself hanging off the ring apron if you can help it. King, if this is a sign of things to come, I think we might want to get ready to move.
Oh man, what a Samoan spike! Who'd have thought you could do that much damage with a thumb?
And that can knock the wind and maybe the fight straight out of you.
Oh my gosh! The Batista bomb! He shook the entire arena with that one!
The referee is down, and now there's no one to maintain order in this match.
Well, she sure found it. That starstruck diving elbow might be the beginning of the end. You're always bad-mouthing Gregory Helms, JR. How about you say something nice about him for once?
You talk about physical domination. There's no question who won that match.
Oh my gosh! What a spear! I'm surprised he didn't break his opponent in half, JR.
Maybe so, King, but I don't think there was any way out of that submission hold.
You can't ever count on these fans, JR. They're fickle, and they'll abandon you in a heartbeat.
Not at all. And that hasn't been much of a detriment to this big brawler from Brooklyn.
Here he goes, up the turnbuckle. This could be really good or really bad. I wasn't expecting them to go easy on each other, but that was even more brutal than I expected.
Very astute, King. Good advice. Let's see if his opponent is able to follow it.
He's completely in control of his opponent, and he's looking to dish out some serious punishment, JR. I love this town, JR, and I hope I get a chance to audition some young starlets later.
And that's just about the exact opposite of the intended use for that item.
This guy's like a monster movie brought to life. Somebody better round up some villagers with torches. Oh man, getting your face ground into that ring rope doesn't improve your chances one bit. Wow, look at this. He smashed his opponent's head straight into those steel steps.
Oh no, it looks like he's donned the proverbial crimson mask.
Oh, come on, JR. You know you love it. And I know I love watching Candace in action.
Me too, King. This one has the potential to become an instant classic. Oh, come on now. How about a little more wrestling and a little less posturing? You might want to watch your tone there, Tiger, or Sabu might challenge you to step into the ring. And count yourself one lucky rascal if that move doesn't take your head clean off. Pile driver. Come on, King. If anyone would recognize that one, it's you. Come on, King. He's had the crowd behind him all match, and now it's paying off.
I think I see where this one's going, JR. I don't think we're very far from the end of the match. Sorry, JR, but I just don't see it. Maybe they'll get it right with the third generation.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, King. Usually I wonder if you've even had first thoughts.
I can't believe the reception we're getting from these fans, JR. Tacoma loves Raw. You know what I miss most about The Rock? The way he used to make you look like an idiot when you tried to interview him. I don't think the ref saw it, JR. And if the ref doesn't see it, it's not illegal. I've never personally had to face Snitsky yet in my career, and I can't tell you how happy I am about that. And Pittsburgh has gone completely crazy for the superstars of Raw. And who can blame them? That's for sure, JR. If your shoulders are down for the 3 count, you lose, period. Wow, did you see that, JR? Drop chest first right under that security barrier. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a kid you better keep your eyes on, especially if you're the referee. JR, shh, easy. You don't want to get in his way right now, trust me.
Oh boy, the adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No way. I can already tell this is going to be a great match, and I don't want to ruin the ending for you.
I hope for his sake that he made sure his opponent was out before he started climbing.
Are you kidding? I'm not getting near a nutcase like Sabu. That's what the police are for.
He's mere inches from victory in this Money in the Bank match. Good Lord, that trash can might be the difference maker in this match.
Yeah, ever since he went to Smackdown, we haven't seen much of Matt Hardy, and you don't hear me complaining. I'm impressed by Montel Vontavious Porter. He really might be SmackDown's MVP.
Head first, right into the table, and once is not enough.
One of those is bad enough, but this many? This could lead to a concussion, or worse.
I think Michelle McCool's out to teach her opponent a lesson here tonight. Back and forth, these two are going to trade blows until someone falls. Strategy my Oklahoma ass. That's cheating, plain and simple. How could I forget? That's all you were talking about before this match started. And it won't take long for that to have a pronounced effect upon his opponent.
That's the whole idea, JR. Nothing wears down your opponent quicker than cutting off their oxygen.
Why not, King? He's a phenomenal superstar, and he knows how to pick apart his opponents.
I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight. Jeff Hardy's aerial offense is amazing, but if you can keep him grounded, you're halfway to beating him.
Good Lord! He just drove his opponent straight through the table. The next words out of your mouth had better be her competitive spirit. You're absolutely right, King. We've got the best superstars, the best fans. Oh, for the love of God, someone should get in there and stop this.
It sure did, JR. And if I could borrow one of your lines, business is picking up. Look at these superstars, JR. They absolutely refuse to be intimidated by each other.
You talk about a restaurant quality beatdown. There's no question who won that one. Her opponent is dazed and confused. Can she capitalize? Be that as it may, this isn't the sort of thing that wins matches, King.
Ow! I've been slapped like that a few times in my day. Not that I didn't deserve it.
Neck breaker. And if he follows up, that could be all she wrote.
All I see is an overconfident superstar who's throwing away the match by not following up. Wow! That might not have been strictly on the up and up, but it's going to be a huge advantage for him. I hope these fans appreciate the opportunity to see Terry Funk in action here tonight.
Oh, for the love of... Talk about having no respect for your opponent.
The best superstars also finish off their opponents, instead of giving them time to recover.
Oh my God! He just threw his opponent right off the cell!
He came in with a game plan, JR. He worked over his opponent until he could get the submission.
You've got to be crazy to wrestle a match where you might wind up buried alive.
Of course not. Rude gets you so mad you can't see straight, which makes you easy pickings. Chest first, right into that security barrier. That'll knock the wind right out of you, JR.
I'd be surprised if there was a single person in this arena who didn't, King.
Look at that. No fear whatsoever. What an amazing superstar.
Oh, man, what a spear. That's a tooth chipper for sure. My God, that foreign object is certainly being put to good use.
Well, it's been too long since Raw has come to Portland, JR. These fans are going crazy. I can't believe the mandible claw is a legitimate move. It's absolutely disgusting.
And she scores big with that DDT. What an impact. He sure is, and that Dominator's exactly the way to do it.
I almost feel bad for JBL and Michael Cole. They never get to call matches as good as this. All right, enough. I'm getting a translator before I have to come out here with you again.
30 feet straight down. Someone's got to stop this thing.
and I can't express how sick I am of hearing him talk himself up and then choke in the ring. Oh my gosh! Thrown off the cell! That's a long and painful trip.
Man alive! Getting hit with that cane doesn't improve your chances any. He sure is. Sweet chin music right in the kisser.
It's not pretty, but you've got to do whatever it takes to take the fight out of your opponent, JR.
That much is obvious, King. What a low-down, despicable move that was. I can understand why, King. I can't even imagine the pain being inflicted here.
This is great, JR. This capacity crowd is on its feet, and they can't wait to get started.
No doubt about that, King. The fans are getting their money's worth here tonight.
If I had to put money on this match, JR, I'd say that Matt Hardy was headed for another beating. Well, sometimes it's just so obvious that you don't need to wait for someone else to make it official. And that's easier said than done, JR. The human body can only absorb so much punishment. Ashley's stamina is incredible. Most divas would be completely exhausted by now. He just stole his opponent's finishing move. Talk about adding insult to injury, JR.
This has turned into a real slobber knocker, 15 feet in the air. What a spear! And we ain't talking Brittany. That'll put your lights out permanently. He's dismantling the announce table. This can't end well.
I think this one's almost over, JR. I don't even know how these superstars are still going. I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR, but I'd have to get my head out of my rear end first.
Boy, I think I've had nightmares about trying to do something like that, King. I sure do. She might have broken her opponent in half with that spear.
Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you could come down that hurt. There's two things I like about Elijah Burke. The first is his talent for talking trash.
What an incredible performance by these phenomenal superstars.
The Guerreros are a legendary family in this business, and Chavo might be the greatest of them all.
I'll go out on a limb here, but I don't think Ravishing Rick Rude is making any new fans here tonight.
I tell you, JR, this one has the potential to be a Match of the Year candidate.
He might as well start walking back to the locker room. He's out of this match.
Man, look at the size of Umaga. What do you feed a guy to get him that big, JR? Tommy Dreamer might be the last of the old school superstars, and that's something I respect.
Yeah, and usually by cheating just after the referee turns his back. What a vicious backbreaker. She's not taking any prisoners tonight.
It doesn't improve much of anything, JR. You might need one to walk after a match like this, though.
Escape is only inches away for this phenomenal superstar.
And that's why. He is the master of that spinning toe hold. Nobody does it better.
My God, he's just inches away from escaping the cage.
Well, that's the attitude you've got to have make it to the top, JR. It's not pretty.
He's been chomping at the bit, and now he's getting his chance to enter the match. If you root around under the ring long enough, you're bound to find a weapon of some sort or another.
Maybe, but if Michelle was my teacher, I'd have been going for a couple of D's too. I've got no earthly idea how these fans can cheer for a maniac like Sabu. What's not to like? The guy's pure gold on the microphone, and he can back it up in the ring. I don't think I've ever felt more anticipation during a match than I am right now, JR. Jeez, JR, don't hold anything back. Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
We've got a superstar in the casket. This one might be over.
Not after the referee counted the 3 count, JR. That's about as decisive as you can get. What's that exactly? A bunch of half-chewed apples? What's so cool about that?
You sure you're not just putting a positive spin on a out-of-control ego?
There's nothing fancy about this move, JR. He's using the ring rope to cut off the flow of oxygen. Well, he did what he came to do. He beat down his opponent until he could get the pinfall.
His opponent tried to hang on, but the pain was just too great.
I know I say this a lot, JR, but I think tonight's show is going to be the best one ever.
Well, one match doesn't decide anything, King. I'd love to see them go at it again.
Look who's talking, JR. How many times have you been fired now? 7, 8?
Oh, man. She got all of that Mick kick, King.
Oh, man. I'd like nothing better than for Ashley to take me home and call me daddy.
And if I'm doing my arithmetic correctly, that's about 6 times more than you, right? I'll be honest with you, King. This is not the way I thought this match would go at all. These two are just a little too close to the barricade for my comfort. Some excellent in-ring awareness there, pulling his opponent off the cage. It looks like we've got a superstar who's heading 6 feet under.
No kidding. We knew it wasn't going to be pretty, but I'm shocked at what we saw here tonight.
It is the double arm DDT, and you won't see many superstars get up from that.
What a drop! That's exactly why Hell in a Cell is so dangerous, JR. The Raw superstars are going to blow the Windy City away tonight. I can't wait. Oh, man, I've been in this hole before, JR. This brings back some bad memories.
No! 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 That's a 30-foot fall! Here comes another competitor. This is turning into a real slobber knocker.
Oh, boy! Getting a ring rope across the eyes is not my idea of a good time, JR. They say imitation's the sincerest form of flattery, but I don't think that's the case here. And you were right, JR. When a head meets a steel turnbuckle, the steel wins.
That's a tough way to lose a match, tapping out to your opponent's submission hold. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were a little envious of Punk's youth. There's not an ounce of quit in either superstar, but only one will remain on the ladder. He's up in the high-rent district. I think we know what's coming next.
I know these superstars want to keep going, but I don't know if they're going to be able to for much longer. Oh my gosh! Did you hear that chest slap, JR? That sounded like a gunshot.
His opponent is helpless, and he's taking full advantage. A big stomp to the chest and out of the ring. What's he got planned? And a move like that will take the fight out of any superstar in a hurry. Why do you have to be that way, King? Why can't you respect his tenacity? She's got her opponent in position, and I think we know where this is going.
Well, after tonight, I'd have to say that maybe there's one superstar who does.
The word giant gets thrown around a lot, but the Great Khali is the real deal.
Then maybe he's not smart enough to realize how dangerous his opponent really is. There's not a better seat in the house for this action, that's for sure.
I think the thing that impresses me most about Nitro is his confidence. Wouldn't you say so, JR?
He's got his opponent by the arm, and this is gonna be ugly.
You want me to say he's cocky? Fine, he's cocky, but he's earned the right to be.
Good Lord! Did you just see that? Thrown from the top of the cell! Would you at least try and not sound so gleeful, King? This is serious!
And every story you've ever heard about him is true, and half of them are even worse than you think. I can't argue with his results. It's his methods that I object to.
There's no finesse here, JR. He's just trying to beat his opponent into unconsciousness. Oh, man! Did you see the way he bounced his opponent's head off that barricade, JR? And when you're trapped like that, the best you can do is hope your opponent's fists get tired quick.
It's not just a leg sweep, it's the Elijah experience. And man, did he nail it.
You might be right, JR, but I don't hear the ring bell. This match is still going. Are you kidding? Now anything goes. It doesn't get any better than that, JR.
And if you're struck by that, you're seeing stars, believe me. This is a vicious, brutal match, and there's the proof.
Well, if you've got a problem with it, maybe you should do something about it, JR. Man, you're the only person I know who can take the fun out of watching Ashley in action. I can't tell if these people love Piper or hate him or love to hate him, JR. And after his opponent tapped out, JR, I guess we know who the better superstar is. There it is, JR. What a finishing maneuver. I never get tired of seeing that one.
I hope he's not looking for a weapon. That could do some serious damage. The playmaker connects, and this one could be academic.
Wow, would you look at this, JR? He's choking the heck out of his opponent with that ring rope. It looks like it, JR. Boy, the arena security's gonna earn their paychecks tonight. Well, if that's the case, then that's the way to do it. The ring post will do a number on it. There it is! The RKO! Man, it's as fast as it is deadly. Man, I thought our seats were good before, JR, but now the action's almost in our laps.
Wow, what a double arm suplex. Someone's going to the chiropractor after this one.
And he absolutely flattened his opponent with the pounce.
What a huge Samoan drop. He might have knocked his opponent out cold with that one. Instead of saying money, money, I think he should practice saying the words not guilty. Well, you might not like it, JR, but he's going to do whatever it takes to win this one.
And that's one way to beat your opponent, but it sure isn't the prettiest.
Oh, man, I can't imagine anything worse than being buried alive in that casket.
We can only hope for a rematch, because I don't think this settled anything.
Man, Mickie James is such a cutie. I wonder what it'd take to get her to come home with me.
Tommy Dreamer's got his opponent,
in a very vulnerable position.
Well, it looks to me as if that arm has been targeted for destruction.
And the fans are on their feet. They know what's coming next.
I'd be surprised if this didn't end soon, JR. I don't think there's enough left in the tank.
I think fatigue is set in here, King. I don't think this is going to last too much longer.
That was great! Remember, JR, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Man, how smash mouth is Marcus Corvon?
I don't know if he's even going to be able to finish this match with a gusher like that. That's it. The match is over for that particular superstar.
So come on, JR. Just between you and me, who are you pulling for in this matchup?
I've got a feeling this is going to make her fans very happy. Boy, somebody's going to be picking splinters out of their gums after this one.
Look at these fans, JR. Have you ever seen a crowd explode the way this one has?
Look at this. Using the ring rope itself as a weapon.
Little Rock can't wait to see the Raw Superstars. This show's been sold out for weeks. You're not kidding, JR. He's going for the STF. This isn't going to be pretty. You're right. It's not good. It's great. They're not holding anything back.
You don't normally see guys as big and strong as Marcus Corvon move as quickly as he does.
JR, if you can think of a worse one, I'd love to hear it, because I sure can't.
Stone Cold Stunner! Stone Cold Stunner! Can you believe it?
You say that like it's a bad thing, JR. I wouldn't mind if she tried to take advantage of me.
Look at this! Using the ring itself as a weapon. I think the medical staff had better get the ice packs ready right now.
Well, if you're locked in a steel cage, JR, you might as well turn it to your advantage. If he's not the dirtiest player in the game, JR, he's a shoo-in for second place.
Look at the defiance on the face of this superstar, King.
Oh, I'm sure he won't die here tonight, JR. Being within an inch of his life, maybe.
The fact that he can back it up in the ring. This guy's pure dynamite between those ropes.
You talk about a slobber knocker. That was a human demolition derby right there.
I think that right about now, he's hoping you weren't screwing up the commentary too badly.
I don't care how you feel about this superstar, JR. Nobody should have to go through this.
He started climbing. If he makes it over the cage, he's won the match.
Now there's some great strategy, JR. Cutting off your opponent's breath with the ring rope.
I've got a feeling that this has all the makings of an instant classic. Oh my God! That's his opponent's finisher. He just stole it. It seems that the ring wasn't big enough to hold these superstars. Oh man, what an impact from that metal trash can. He's got his sights set on debilitating that arm. And that's the top of the cage, but you still got to get out of it to win. Is it time? Yes, we've got another superstar joining the match.
Well, if that's the case, I'd like to see the other 999,000.
I thought I'd pick the winner before the match started, JR, but now I'm having second thoughts. Let me tell you, JR, you won't see action like this anywhere except on Raw.
And how many billionaires do you see getting into the ring and putting their bodies on the line like this?
He's putting his opponent through hell, and he's using the cage to do it.
I can't believe he just did that. He just threw his opponent right off the cell. No doubt about it, JR. You can't take this many shots and expect to just bounce back. You're right about that, JR, but you've got to do whatever it takes to win in a match like this. Oh, man, having your head smashed into those steps can really do a number on you. Oh, man, choking an opponent with the rope like that can take the fight right out of him.
I honestly can't remember, King. That wasn't pretty, but it was decisive. He's got something nasty planned for that security barricade.
Wow! Did you hear the impact of that head bouncing off the steel cage, JR?
He doesn't look too happy about it, but an elimination is an elimination.
Boy, Melina's one of those divas you just can't take your eyes off of, JR.
I might, but I'd rather keep it to myself if it's all the same to you, King. The referee had better get in there and take a look at that. We may need to stop this match.
You know it, JR. I could never get enough of Melina, but I'd sure like to try.
Oh, would you look at this? Talk about arrogant. It's sickening.
I'm not taking anything away from him, JR. I'm just saying I'm surprised, that's all. And tonight, he was the better man. But I wonder what would happen in a rematch. Oh, man, he's really doing a number on his opponent with those steel steps, JR.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. He's built up too much momentum to be stopped now. What a battle. Neither superstar can afford to be knocked off the ladder.
Believe it, JR. We all saw it with our own eyes. What a match! Wow, look at that! Looks like all those fans just got front row tickets. There you go. That's using your head. Or someone's head, anyway. Well, choking out your opponent with that ring rope is a surefire way to do it, JR.
Well, he'd better hope he doesn't get caught, because that's the sort of thing you get disqualified for.
Come on, everyone knows that move, and that stunner might be all she wrote.
It's what they paid to see, King, and they're getting their money's worth tonight.
You'd have to be an idiot not to take advantage of those steps, JR. And he's no idiot.
Oh, I think they do. Punk's a living legend in this business.
Hey, he'd better cut that out, or he might get fined for destroying that expensive equipment. There's a difference between entertaining the fans and setting a bad example, JR.
Strategy hell? That was a blatant violation of the rules. And I think those steel steps got the better of that encounter, King.
You say that like it's a good thing. Sabu's a menace. He should be locked up. Oh, here we go. What a jerk. How about continuing the match? Oh, come on, JR. How can you not be impressed by someone with his skill and charisma? Jeff Hardy's a great singles competitor, but tag team action is where he really shines.
He's going for the Dreamer Driver, and I think he got all of it.
I love watching Finlay in action, JR. He loves to fight, and it shows. I know I'm not. A count-out? What a lousy end to a great match.
And she got one. What a DDT that was.
You know it, JR. I could never get enough of Melina, but I'd sure like to try.
These fans can't get enough of Tori Wilson, and neither can I. Well, I think there was a pair of twin sisters involved, but I might be mistaken.
Boy, talk about laying in the boots. Now where's he going?
It absolutely could. A pile driver like that is not something you just shake off.
Oh boy, you're in serious trouble if your opponent's able to do something like this.
Don't get smart. Have some respect. You're watching a wrestling god in action.
I wouldn't think so, King. Not without a medical miracle.
Did you ever think you'd be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR? Why do you always have to ruin a perfectly good argument by bringing facts into it? I think you're right, JR. I don't ever remember a time when this led to anything good. I'd say until his arm gets tired, JR. His opponent doesn't seem to be able to stop him. Come on, JR. You know that the referee's health plan doesn't include vision.
And what a slobber knocker of a shot with that sledgehammer. Well, all I can say is someone's been eating their vitamins and saying their prayers. Well, be my guest, oh royal one. Go ahead and try to stop them.
What? Is he nuts? He doesn't really think he's going to lift him, does he? Hey, that's King Booker to you. Have a little respect for us royal types.
You're right about that, King, especially not when we got such a great show ahead of us. What a shot! I don't think that was ever meant to be used like that. I'd have to be deaf not to, King. That was a hell of a shot.
They sure do, JR. And there it is, a textbook 619. Oh my gosh, he's grinding his opponent's face right into that steel cage.
It's a long way up the cage, and it's a long way back down if you don't make it. Tapping out to a submission hold is not the way you want to lose a match.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine getting beaten with your own finisher, JR?
The Money in the Bank briefcase is only inches away. Here comes another superstar. Business is about to pick up. Well, referees get paid to make the tough decisions, and that's what happened here tonight. That's got to be it. You're not going to recover from a fall like that.
It sure is, JR. That's one of the most painful things you can do to an opponent.
He damn near broke his opponent in half along with the table.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything else. A fist fight 15 feet in the air. This isn't going to be pretty. JTG's always giving shout-outs to his friends. Have you ever given a shout-out? Wow! Right into the ring post. He might have just broken that arm, JR. He might have gotten the pinfall, but no one walks away from a match like that unscathed.
Is he ever? There it is, King. The figure 4.
I love Fort Lauderdale, JR, especially around spring break. Yoo-hoo!
He's tuning up the choir, and I think we all know what's next.
Oh, man! Even the toughest superstar would have trouble getting up from that. Oh, man! I don't even know how to describe that on a family program, JR. There he goes, JR. He's been busted open. Look at all of that blood.
The submission has been expertly applied, and now it's just a matter of time.
Oh, man. 10 feet in the air and all the way down again.
You've got to have some excellent conditioning. to be able to do what they do.
I've taken a few of those in my day, and let me tell you, that hurts even worse than it looks.
He sure is. He's got the lasso from El Paso locked in.
What are you talking about, JR? JBL's a genius when it comes to money.
Oh my! Kenny Dykstra's going for the guillotine leg drop.
The Shining Wizard. Good grief. What an impact.
Oh man, what a DDT. No one does it better than that man right there.
He's climbing out of the cage. Can his opponent stop him in time?
Oh my gosh! Head first into the table, over and over. Stunner! Did you see that, JR? He almost took his opponent's head off. If he's able to dominate his opponent like this, JR, he's got this match half won.
I sure do. Sharpshooter! Talk about your excellence of execution.
Well, he can do this until the cows come home, but that's not going to win him the match.
What a vicious shot from those solid steel steps. No doubt about it, King. This one's going to be hell on the anatomy for sure.
Talk about adding insult to injury. Tossed out of the ring and the match. Almost as much as he hates losing money, which I don't think I've ever seen him do.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out.
Yeah, but if Candace wanted to learn a few, I'd be more than happy to show her. Come on, JR. Everything in WWE is meant to be used like that.
No question. The Rock is a sports entertainment natural, plain and simple.
Wow, stealing your opponent's finishing move definitely sends a message.
No, but having the crowd behind you can certainly get the adrenaline pumping. That's the way it's done, King. Nothing ambiguous about that outcome.
Oh no, this is terrible. You can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum.
Are you blushing? Look at you. You're blushing. And his one loss came after he knocked his opponent out and didn't go to a neutral corner.
And here we go. The long climb to victory has begun. I think someone's looking for a weapon under the ring. This could get ugly. And the first one to find one will take control of this match.
Well, hold on there. Kelly's a young woman, and she's bound to make a mistake or two.
Oh, no! There's the face buster! Face first, right into the ground.
There may not be, King. They may well annihilate each other here tonight.
Oh, boy! His opponent's face down on the ground. You know what that means?
I think this crowd has decided to exercise the right of free speech. This match is literally inches away from being over.
They sure are, JR. There's no question these superstars are earning their paychecks.
He picked up his opponent without any effort at all.
And as someone who likes to get hardcore myself, I take my hat off to the man for that.
There goes the table. Remind me to buy stock in a furniture company.
I don't know what he's planning, JR, but it's not going to be pretty. I can tell you that.
What an amazing match. I certainly would not be adverse to seeing a rematch. My God, head first right into the ring steps. He's been looking for that one good shot, and this might be it. Neither can I, King, and I know these fans can't either. So let's get started.
Yeah, and this is one surefire way to take the fight right out of your opponent.
Are you seriously admitting that the Great Khali intimidates you?
Man, that superstar's going to need a whole bottle of aspirin after this match, JR.
My God, a thunderous blow from that sledgehammer.
Well, I guess that's one way to win a match. It's not the way I'd choose.
My God, would you look at the power of this superstar?
If there's a hell that Terry Funk won't put himself through to get a win, I've yet to see it.
Listen to the crowd, JR. I think they've got something to say to these superstars. Uh-oh. Come on. You got to stop this guy before he really gets going.
No. How can the referee allow something like that?
That's a little harsh, JR. I prefer to think of her as feisty.
Well, I'm glad to see those Spanish lessons are really paying off for you there, Kingfish.
Yeah, but the rules should make for better matches, not end them like that.
He's all fired up now, King, and I'd hate to be on the receiving end. Good Lord, that's a long way down. This one could be over.
Stop the match? Are you crazy, JR? It's just getting interesting. And what better way to do that than with the lasso from El Paso, JR? Uh-oh. That ring apron is a dangerous place to be when you're in bad shape. Watch what you say, JR. I won't stand here and let you talk about the woman I love like that.
What a sickening choke slam. All the way to hell. Oh no, that last shot busted him wide open.
And the hitman's got it. The sharpshooter is locked in. I don't think our fans are too crazy about Mr. Elijah Burke.
Ouch! Looks like someone's not going to be starting a family anytime soon.
That's for sure. Making someone tap is like adding insult to injury.
I'm a Raw man through and through, but I've got a lot of respect for Tommy Dreamer.
Wow! That's one of the biggest chest slaps I've ever seen or heard.
It sure is. There's not a superstar on the roster with an ounce of quit.
I don't think this superstar's going to be having any kids in the immediate future, JR.
It sure is. I wonder if the manufacturer ever thought it would be used like that.
Boy, the Nature Boy doesn't let anything stand in his way, including the rules.
I'd be disappointed in them if they didn't, JR. This is a great opportunity. Well, I hope we see a rematch soon. I don't think this proved anything.
And you'd think that after all this time, Jeff might think about slowing down a little.
What a match! That adds new meaning to the word hellacious. Yes, I would, King. I'd say he looks very fit indeed. Oh, man, this is a precarious position to be in.
You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other. He took a ride over the top rope, down to the floor, and out of this match. It's called adding insult to injury, JR, and I think it's great.
You take one look at Bret Hart, and it's not hard to see why he's a WWE Hall of Famer.
He's looking to put an exclamation point on this match.
Yeah? Well, somebody better put out that fire, or this one's not going to end well. But I'll tell you what, JR, getting the win takes a lot of the edge off of the pain. Oh, man! Look at the way he's slamming his opponent's head into the announce table.
He's not going to get the 3 count without doing some more damage first.
That's right, JR. You've either got to break the hold or get broken by it.
I'm sure these competitors have studied each other very carefully. My God! Somebody's about to be buried alive here! You know, she's so crazy, that line just might work, King.
All's fair in love and war, JR. And I love it when this guy goes to war. Man, is there even going to be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done?
Somebody thought their opponent was down for the count. Guess again. Thrown right off the roof of the cell. This one's got to be over.
Oh, boy. You might want to close your eyes, JR. This one could get ugly.
And he's not just strong, he's also quick. And that makes him even more dangerous.
And the more he grinds his opponent's face into that cage wall, the more he's going to get.
That's got to be it. No one can survive that kind of punishment. I think he's got some evil intentions in mind for his opponent. Well,
I can't help it. I'm passionate about the things that interest me.
I don't know if I'd call it good use, King, but it's definitely an advantage.
Oh, no! I think someone's about to get buried alive, JR!
What a shot! Talk about the power of the punch! His opponent is down, and he's obviously got a plan here.
Oh, man! Did you see the way that leg bounced off of that ring post, JR?
That makes 2 of us, King. I don't think Portland's going to know what hit it after tonight.
I don't care how tough you are, JR. No one can take this kind of pain for long.
I think we've got a #1 bestseller in the immediate future. Oh, would you look at that? That was completely uncalled for. So much for looking your opponent in the eye and fighting like a man. He's been removed from the ring and from contention in this match.
Oh, my. Kelly is showing us something here tonight.
I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting, JR, but I guess it's their right. There's always a way out, JR. It's just a matter of being able to take the pain.
Oh, man, that fire extinguisher could be the difference maker here. Uh-oh, I think we could kiss another announce table goodbye, King. Oh, my. He must think he's the fire marshal or something.
If we don't get this show on the road, I think we're going to have a riot on our hands, JR. Uh-oh, getting hit with a string of punches like this sure won't help you win the match.
Everywhere Tori goes, she wins them over with that beautiful smile of hers.
These superstars are beating the heck out of each other, and this crowd can't get enough of it. Oh, she's crazy, all right, JR. Crazy like the fox that she is.
It's not his eyes you got to worry about. What a wicked pump handle slam.
The cell broke. Somebody had better get in there and stop this.
That table's in a million pieces, but it looks great compared to who just went through it.
Absolutely, King. I wouldn't trade it for anything. You sure don't, King. We've seen many a superstar tap out to this one. How the hell do you learn to fall from a 30-foot cell? The referee is out, King. Will we see someone take advantage?
And mark my words, he's going to see a lot more championship gold before he's done.
These superstars are at the top of their game, JR. They make it look so easy. There it is! Spear! You gotta give him credit for that one, JR.
Me neither. These superstars are tougher than a Waffle House steak.
Nether regions? Why can't you just call it a low blow like normal people?
Tombstone pile driver! My God, what an impact!
Wow, if there's anything worse than being put through a table, I can't think of it. I feel so lucky that I'm actually getting to see these superstars wrestle each other. Now remember, kids, whatever you do, don't try this stuff at home.
They busted through the cell! My God, that's gotta be it!
I've pinned a lot of superstars in my day, JR, and it's tougher than it looks. Oh man, that's why you don't try to escape until your opponent's down and out.
The fans aren't happy with the way that one ended, and quite frankly, neither am I.
You gotta respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers. You've got that right, JR. You're not gonna see this kind of action on SmackDown. Check this out, JR. Head first, right into that uncovered turnbuckle. Man, I don't mind telling you, JR, this Umaga scares the heck out of me. He sure does. Would you look at that? What a swanton bomb. And how, JR? He just exploded with that gory bomb. And that's exactly why they call this match Hell in a Cell, JR.
He put his opponent through that table with authority. Neither combatant can afford to lose this fight and fall to the mat.
Where do they find these referees, JR? They seem to be awfully fragile. Oh, it's not pretty, but that's exactly what you've got to do to win a cage match. You know, a lot of people accuse Shad of perpetuating a negative stereotype.
It's the world's strongest slam. That's just plain vicious.
Well, so long, announce table. It was nice knowing you.
Oh no, here comes that giant chop of Khali's.
And that's a tried and true way to take the fight right out of your opponent, JR.
The Hitman's got the legs, and you know what's coming next.
Look at that! He's busted wide open! This is great! No doubt about it, JR. Man, what a huge DDT that was! No kidding. If you don't have that conditioning, you're not going to last long in a match.
You got that right. Nobody gets up from the rude awakening. Nobody.
There's some evil intentions in the eyes of that man right there. Well, that just goes to show you, anything can happen in WWE.
It's almost impossible to stop a superstar once they're that far up the cage. JTG's not just a talented athlete, he's also an honor student.
There he goes with a bookend. That'll take the spring out of your step. She just nailed her opponent with that face buster.
And I gotta imagine that's much easier said than done.
This might be it, JR. This buried alive match might be over right here. His opponent's in La La Land, JR. I think we know where this is going. Well, when you've got control of your opponent like that, you've got to take advantage.
He's just lucky the referee didn't catch him or he'd be disqualified for sure. A hard stomp to the chest and he's out of the ring. There's a stomp to the chest, but I don't think he's done yet.
Look out! Batista bomb! That's got to be it, JR.
Every time you get into the ring with Mick Foley, you're taking your life in your own hands.
That can knock you out cold, JR. We might need some medical attention out here.
Here we go. Another superstar is entering the match. Well, I think it's pretty sad when you have to sink that low to win a match.
These fans can't stand it when he does this, JR, but I think it's great. He's taking care of himself, that's for sure. He looks pretty fit, wouldn't you say? I don't remember teachers being as hot as Michelle McCool when I was in school. Oh boy, someone's going to be singing soprano after this one.
He sure is, King, and that scissors kick just might do it. No question about that, King. He had to work for that pin.
Uh-oh, he's got his opponent down on the ropes. You know what that means.
That match had so much potential. I hate to see it end like that.
He's the total package as far as I'm concerned, and he's going to go far in this business.
He's been watching this match from the start, and now it's his turn to join in.
No matter who wins this one, everyone's going to feel the effects of this match tomorrow. Everyone says they can't take their eyes off of Chavo, JR, and neither can I.
That's good advice. You never know when he might try to hit you from behind.
Oh, man, that's not where you want to be when your opponent's all fired up like this.
That's what happens when your heart is bigger than your muscles.
Oh, man, what a stomp to the chest. And look what he's doing now.
The world's strongest slam. Talk about power.
They sure do, King. They've got all they can say grace over.
I think the Funker's going for that big Texas pile driver.
Not at all, King. The referee counted a pin, and that's all she wrote. He's got some evil intentions in mind for that arm.
That stomp was bad enough, but I get the feeling he's got something else planned. Ouch! That's exactly what you don't want to happen in a cage match.
Sweet chin music! That's a toe tapper, all right.
I don't think that these superstars have even contemplated the fact that they might lose.
What are you talking about? She doesn't look that tired to me.
Oh, man! Someone's going to be picking splinters out of their backside tonight. And we're so lucky, JR. We get to see them every single week.
Oh, man. This might be the difference maker in this match.
These superstars took each other to the limit, but it's over now.
Yeah, I've got some history with ECW, and we'll just leave it at that. Oh, man! This is not how that fire extinguisher was intended to be used.
He's got his opponent in the casket. This could be it.
He's checking under the ring for weapons, JR. I wonder what he's going to find.
I don't know, but I wish I did, just so I could stay the heck away from there.
I respect the effort, but there's no way this is going to happen.
Oh, Tori Wilson looks as lovely as ever, as if that's a surprise.
What an impact! I'm sure that felt even worse than it looked.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful smile, but what I really love is her... Uh-oh, he's got his opponent's leg. You know what's coming next. Doesn't look like that's happening, JR. Guess we'll have to wait for the rematch. And there's nowhere you can go from there, JR. You just gotta ride it out.
These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
It is if the hole can't be broken. You can't take this kind of pain for long.
Well, when he put it that way, he actually sounds like a good friend of mine.
Oh my gosh, look at all that blood. That's gonna leave a mark. How many 20-year-old superstars do we have on the roster, exactly? A victory by knockout? That's about as brutal as it gets. CM Punk thinks he's so hot. I'll bet I could teach him a thing or two.
It looks like he's taking advantage of his dazed opponent. 619! He sent him flying with that one. It could indeed. He might force his opponent to tap out right here.
That's it. He's out of the ring, and that means he's out of the match too. This is getting serious, JR. Someone's going to wind up getting hurt out here.
There it is. The gory bomb. What an impact.
I think the end is near, JR. This can't go on much longer.
Good grief. That speaker won't do you any favors.
That's putting it mildly. Piper's nuttier than a box of peanut brittle.
This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
It's matches like this that make this the greatest job in the world, JR. Gesundheit. Next time you got to sneeze, cover your mouth, JR. That makes two of us, JR. I hate it when a match ends in a countout.
This match has come to an abrupt end for that superstar. Oh, man. And now there's no one to keep order in this matchup.
Ouch! Now there's a move that'll take the fight right out of you, JR.
It looks like he's getting ready to apply that full Nelson.
You're absolutely right for a change, and we're seeing why here tonight.
You're not going to get away if your opponent's in any shape to stop you.
That can change in an instant, especially if you let your opponent catch his breath. You might be right. I've never seen a guy who likes to fight as much as Finley.
Unless his opponent gets him down from there quickly, this one's over.
What are you talking about, JR? I'm almost sure that was made in America.
He's got his opponent set for the ride of a lifetime.
I hope these superstars can make it through this match without suffering a serious injury.
Oh, come on now. That's expensive equipment, damn it.
I think tapping out is the worst way to end a match. It's like quitting. Uh-oh. This is not the kind of position you want to find yourself in.
He just got tossed out rather unceremoniously, in my opinion.
You're telling me? I've still got goosebumps from that one, JR. And you know what they say, JR? If you can't breathe, you can't fight.
He's going to regret not following up here once he loses this match.
There goes another table. I hope we're buying these things in bulk, JR. Well, that's the way to do it. What a frog splash that was. Are you kidding me? That's it? They're not going to restart the match?
And here he goes, taking advantage of a stunned opponent.
Oh, man, what a choke slam. That'll do it, JR. Head first into the table. This could be the beginning of the end, JR. I'm sure not everyone's going to be happy about it, but that's what rematches are for.
They're not the only ones. I could watch Bret Hart compete every night of the week.
Well, I don't say this too often, but I completely agree with you. Not to mention an incredible pair of legs. I wonder what time they open. Beautiful and athletic. That's everything I look for in a woman. No kidding, JR. That's worse than an all-day donkey ride.
Nice try, but someone else had other ideas.
Swanton bomb! Nobody else can make that move look so good. Oh, wow! Slammed head first right into the cage.
He's reaching for the coveted briefcase. Can he do it?
It sure isn't, JR. I've been on the wrong end of that one many times. He's choking the fight right out of his opponent. This one could be over in a hurry.
They just smashed through the cell. They'll stop at nothing. If they haven't yet, I'm sure they're going to by the end of this match.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR. Any superstar shows the slightest hint of weakness, they've lost the match. Hey, when you're as great as Mr. Kennedy, it's hard to be humble, JR.
And he took full advantage of that shining wizard.
Hey, how's it feel to embarrass yourself in front of millions of fans? Michelle's supposed to be a teacher, but I'll bet I could teach her a thing or two. Oh boy, here we go, JR. This isn't going to be pretty.
They certainly are, and these fans had better watch out.
Uh-oh. Looks like he's got a song he wants to play for his opponent. If that happens too many times, that arm's not going to be good for much in this match. Well, that's easy for the fans to say. They've never set foot inside that ring. It looks like he's helping his opponent do a little family planning here, JR.
And that's a move that'll just about behead any opponent.
Oh, would you stop it, King? He's giving it his best shot here. He sure is. There's no doubt he's looking for the submission right here. If he grabs that briefcase, this match is over.
That's putting it mildly. Piper's nuttier than a box of peanut brittle. Well, that's one way to win a match. Messy but effective.
My God, straight through the cell and down to the mat.
Oh, man! A ring rope right across the face!
Look at the fire in his eyes. He's ready to get in this match.
And the only thing that looks better than that flying elbow is the rest of her. And that is not something you want to get hit with at this point in a match like this.
He's got the crowd and his opponent in the palm of his hand.
I don't think this referee's going to be too popular with the crowd after that decision. You don't want to start climbing until you know your opponent's in no shape to stop you.
Well, whether you like it or not, there's no arguing with the referee's decision.
And that anaconda vice might be the beginning of the end of this one. It sure didn't, JR. And these fans are getting an unexpected treat.
His opponent is down, and he's looking to take full advantage.
Look at this, JR. I think he's working on picking his opponent apart.
This could be it. He could win this Money in the Bank match right here.
And considering his family ties, that's a whole lot of money, JR.
I don't think so, King. The hole was just locked in too tight.
The Starstruck connects. Can she capitalize?
That submission is locked in, JR, and this is a tough hole to break. Wow, I never thought me and CM Punk would have anything in common. They're beating the heck out of each other, JR. Someone's going to take a tumble. Speak for yourself. I think I've got a schoolboy crush on Michelle.
That's a short climb, but a potentially long fall. I don't either, King. That's a terrible way to end a match.
We sure do. And there it is, the world's strongest slam.
Yeah, but it's only a matter of time before Lashley's luck runs out. Oh, no. Don't tell me he's about to do what I think he's about to do.
Well, I would have liked to see the match continue personally, but rules are rules. Well, it's a good thing for Mr. McMahon that he's got a fortune then, King.
Oh, my gosh. Head first, right into the steel cage.
And you know better than anyone how difficult that can be, King. Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
Come on, JR. There must have been some way to get out of that submission hold.
They're taking every advantage in this steel cage match.
Did you know that Elijah Burke used to be a boxer before he came to WWE?
Oh, my! Talk about a taste of your own medicine.
Oh, man, he knocked his opponent's block off with that running body block.
I can't believe anyone would fall for that. It's the oldest trick in the book. Oh, man, the casket's the last place you want to be in this match.
Well, then maybe someone should hang him on a wall in a museum.
We've got a fresh superstar entering the match. That's a huge advantage. Oh, my gosh, that powerbomb should just about do it, JR.
He's really making an attempt to get under his opponent's skin. I don't think Johnny Nitro's winning over any fans here tonight.
Looks like we're about to find out how well these tables are put together, JR. Speaking of surgeons, his opponent might need to see one after that match.
If anything, he looks even tougher than ever, and that's saying something.
Did you expect anything less, JR? I mean, look who's in the ring right now. He's reached the top. His opponent had better get moving if he wants to stop him. Yeah, I met their lawyer. That guy could sell snow to an Eskimo.
I don't blame you. I'm more than a little scared of you myself.
There's so much blood, the Red Cross ought to be sponsoring this one, JR.
You're not kidding. What a pump handle slam.
He didn't take care of his opponent first, and he paid the price.
These superstars are totally out of control, JR. I love it. Uh-oh. I think I know where this is going, and I don't like it.
That steel cage is going to leave its mark on these superstars.
And here he goes. The FU. It's the FU, JR. Oh, boy. That exposed turnbuckle is going to leave a mark, JR.
That's using someone's head, that's for sure.
Did you see that, JR? The table practically exploded. Sweet chin music. He just laid his opponent out cold.
He's got some plans for that security barricade.
He can't do that, JR. That's his opponent's finishing move. Oh, man. Don't tell me he's about to do what I think he's about to do.
The momentum is all with that man right now.
That's a 30-foot drop. That's a career ender right there. He sure is, JR. And there it is, the Dudley Dog.
No escape that time. This one's gonna continue.
And if that sleeper hold isn't broken, that's exactly what could happen, JR.